going on, Jerome? It's a beautiful day for another 7-round of Vikings mock draft. But, of course, this is not NOM. There are rules here. As we always like to do, outline what the Vikings could and should do in free agency. So we got Darnold leaving. Daniel Jones is back. They re-signed Murph, Reisner, Beasley, Mahat, the Philippines. They gone. Bradbury gone. Harrison is back. Gilly retires. Re-signed Aaron Jones and signed Trey Smith, Ryan Kelly. So suturing things up on the interior offensive line. And then signed Osa Odighizuwa, getting some instant pass rush. Calais Campbell, some veteran pass rush and stability along the D-line. And then in the cornerback room, you also signed Rasul Douglas and Mike Hilton. I love it. I like it. I love it. I want some more of it. All right, so now 7-round Vikings mock draft diving on in. So the Vikings chilling. Got 24, 97, the projected comp pick, and the 2/5. Let's fire it up. Feeling good. Feeling good about life. It's a really fun time of year. Right. All right, so here we are. Shamar Stewart, who might be like the numero uno, like hot and cold, like definitely throwing a dart, type player in this draft. It could be boom or bust, certainly. For the rest of the draft, Hunter one Cam, Amazing Graham to the Giants. Him and Sexy Dexy, kind of like it. Tet to the Patriots. Janae Barron 5 to the Jaguars. Shador falls to the Raiders. Campbell to the Jets makes sense. LB3 to Carolina. Weapon for Bryce Young. Abdul Carter falls all the way to 9. What? I don't see that happening. Bears, Mike Green. I mean, they are getting rid of Lawrence, so it could make sense to add to the defensive line. But does Green really fit in the spot? And also, I mean, do they take Genty? Do they take O-line? Don't really know. Then Ty Warren going to the Cowboys. Kind of like that. Kind of like that fit. James Pierce to the Colts. He and Latu, nice little combo. Malachi Starks to the Dolphins, probably replacing Javon Holland. Kenneth Grant goes to the Falcons. So I kind of like that. So Grady Jarrett aging on out. Grant along the D-line. It's going to be good to go. Walter Nolan goes out to Arizona, pairing up with Darius Robinson from last year. Simmons, Micah Williams, Igbuka going to the Bucks, replacing Godwin. Calvin Banks along the offensive line for the Broncos. They're getting some dudes along that offensive line, man. Kind of like it. Will Johnson to the Steelers. He and JPJ will be great on the outside. Derek Hammond, unfortunately, going to the Chargers. M'Bu is gone. So, a couple of our automatic drafting type players in terms of Walter Nolan is off the board. Kenneth Grant is off the board. So just sort of is actually, wait, is Nolan gone? Pretty sure he is. Yeah. If only there was a way to check, because I'm just really smart. Yeah. Walter Nolan went to the Cardinals because I'm stupid. Anyways, but now got a couple trade offers. Got the Saints at 40. Not really interested in dropping back that far. Colts 45 and 2 zigzags. Maybe that's all we need. And the Cardinals at 47 now. So we are going to stick and pick. And I mean, there's lots of options. I mean, the players we usually go with: Hampton. Hampton, Caleb Johnson, and or Travion Henderson. I wouldn't be mad if the Vikings just took them at 24, especially since the Vikings in free agency, they did do a lot to shore up both of the defensive lines. But Zabel's an option. Hadi Campbell is in that mix as well. I think that he's going to test out of the gym. Colston Loveland. I mean, tight end is a kind of a low-key need for the Vikings, and Loveland could be a game changer, plus the whole J.J. McCarthy connection. I mean, do we just do it? I mean, people will be mad. Except people get mad about anything, man. Benjamin Morrison is there, T.J. Sanders, Tyreek Williams as well. But so Darius Alexander is picking up steam. And even though he's a little bit older, he was a 5-year player at Toledo, but 6'4", 310. 9 career sacks, 83 pressures over the last 2 years, and positional flexibility is key. I think he's going to do great in Indy at the Combine as well. 90.1 PFF grade in 2024, and I think that he's a player that small school, rise on up. He does. He's going to bring that instant pass rush, right? But, playing with leverage, does he play too tall at times? Is certainly an issue. But, I mean, Alexander flashes quite a bit. And I think that if the Vikings do end up sticking and picking in this spot, it's a deep defensive tackle class. It's a very deep running back class. But I think partaking here, it does make sense. I mean, Stewart, I understand the appeal. I certainly do. But I feel like Alexander is a safer bet over Shamar Stewart. Stewart is the ultimate boomer bust prospect at this stage. So give me Darius Alexander. I know a little bit controversial, a little bit unpopular, but also do not care. And this is how much I care. Do your own mock draft. That's it. All right. Getting to the third round, 97. Hot cha. All right, so Trey Harris is there. Harold Fanning Jr., I think, is going to have a great combine as well. Tate Ratledge is a player that we draft quite a bit, but this is a great spot. So the Vikings, got the D lineman, and also the fact that the Vikings have addressed offensive line, D line, and also hammered cornerback in free agency, bringing back Murph as well, signing Rasul Douglas and Mike Hilton. I mean, you do have the flexibility to go BPA. So in this spot, it's going to be a little bit unpopular, but also I don't care. All right, Andrew Makuba, the pride of Texas, formerly at Clemson. I think that he will be a perfect one-for-one replacement for Cam Beasley. Now, the Vikings do have Theo Jackson in the mix. Josh Metellus is there. Harrison is back for a year. But Makuba, he's a tone setter, man. And he's 6 foot, $190. He does need to add some good weight, but he is that center fielder. He is the perfect cover 1, cover 3 type safety. 89.7 PFF coverage grade in 2024. 0 goose egg. D'Angelo Russell touchdowns allowed at 12.6 quarterback rating when thrown at, which is good. You get 39.6 for throwing straight in the dirt. 5 interceptions, 6 passes broken up, and fills those alleys quickly. Like he does play with a little bit of a reckless abandon, but he does need to add a little bit of size. But overall, like the attitude that he brings at the back end, I think that you can't really replicate that. So I think Makuba is going to be fantastic on the back end. He's a Flores type player too. Getting him in the third round, 97, I think is really good value. So the Vikings, I mean, we're just getting dudes, man. Kind of like it. Got a couple trade offers here. Let's see here. All right, so we can move down from 139 to 141, but it's going to cost you. We want 240 at least. And also, can we can't really freshen up either of those picks. Who else? 186? Nah. Offer trade. All right, so move down a couple spots. Basically still get our guys. And now I'm going to go a little bit off the board. I mean, we could certainly go running back here. JCM is there from Auburn. Jarquez Hunter, we draft a lot. Clem Mullings, the power back from Michigan, certainly there. Elijah Huzzy at corner. Etienne is there as well. I do have my eye on a running back, and it's a different running back than we usually take, but we're going to wait on that for the second pick. Now, got a trade offer again. Do we just move down again? Because there's a guard I specifically want, but let's just rack up and stack. No? So we can get 3 7th-rounders out of this. No? All right, how about 2? All right. So same board as before, but we're going to go get our guy. Kyle McCord would be kind of funny. Tier offensive line, Connor Colby, the guard from Iowa. So he's 6'6", 310, built for outside zone. Yeah, most Iowa linemen are. And he's got really good movement skills, got solid anchor as well. 2-year starter at right guard for the Hawkeyes. Also started intermittently as a sophomore at left guard and right tackle. 77.1 PFF grade in 2024. 8 pressures, 2 sacks allowed. And he does add depth and positional flexibility to the Vikings offensive line as well as size. Plus, moves second level solidly. Good hand placement as well. So Connor Colby, welcome on in. You are a Viking. Also, gave some consideration to Cooper there as well. Now the Vikings back on the board could just take Cooper too, because why the hell not at this point? But all right, so 160. What are we gonna do? Kyle Monagai is there, the pride of Rutgers, a bit of a sawed-off MJD adjacent type running back. Denzel Burke is there as well. Dorian Strong, I like at corner. Monheim could be in that mix for a starting center someday. Donald Fortune, lengthy corner out of South Carolina, will check a lot of boxes. But I'm after a running back, and there is a specific one. We just got to find him. There you go. Bashul Tootin, the pride of Virginia Tech. So 5'11", 209, 1150 rushing yards last year, 6.3 yards per carry, 15 touchdowns. He is H-Hand adjacent, and his receiving numbers sort of took a hit last year, but dynamic and is elite at finding the hole, putting the foot in the ground, and getting going. Now, is he going to be a 3-down back? Because you do worry about durability and all that stuff, but I think that he is a player that you're definitely having a spark plug type Vinny Johnson microwave type role, where could he eventually be RB1 for the Vikings if and when Aaron Jones retires? Certainly could be possible, but Jones in that mix back, maybe bring back Cam Akers, but Tootin in the spot, kind of like it. So welcome on in. You are indeed a Viking. And now we got 3 7th-round picks from our various trade downs. So Shuck is going to be gone. Like there's a chance that he's there's a chance that he's going to be highly drafted, potentially even in the second round. So pass on there. Let's see here. Dylan Fairchild, the other Georgia guard. Wouldn't mind taking him. Clay Webb. Actually, let's see if my crushes are there. There we go. All right, so we're going to take Dylan Fairchild and Marcus. How do we take both? Let's look at defensive tackle. Why not? Cornerback. Not really much to write home about. I mean, Jabbar is there. B.J. Adams, your mom's favorite player. Interior defensive line. Let's take a look. Thor Griffith is there. Joe Evans is there. Nazir Stackhouse is there. Baby. All right, so Griffith, like production-wise, is definitely over his skis. And I think that he's a player that you don't know exactly where he's going to fit in 1-for-1, but I think that he's a player that you do want on your team. So I'm going to take him. Thor Griffith, welcome on in. Also, we are going to take our guy Marcus Ware. Like Marcus Ware is just a dude. The pride of Montana State, just getting after things. I think that he's going to be a small school guy that shined at the Shrine Bowl. Gladly got invited to the Combine, and I think that he's going to be a guy that turns heads a little bit in Indianapolis. Lastly, I know that people are saying Kyron Lacey, but nah. All right. So what do we want for this last pick? So Mac McWilliams is there. Shamari Simmons is in that mix. Cam Miller. I mean, do we just take a corner? Or, Jabbar Muhammad is there. Brew McCoy. Or do we just take a tight end? I mean, it's also a possibility. Nesbitt. Just take Nesbitt. North Carolina, come on, raise up. All right. So overall, again, recapping. Darnold leaves. Daniel Jones back to backup. J.J. McCarthy is quarterback of the future. Cornerback-wise, absolutely hammered this damn thing. So you have Murph back. You signed Rasul Douglas and Mike Hilton. I kind of like that alkaline trio. Shaken. Harrison is back. Bynum leaves. Reisner, Bradbury gone. Gilly retires. Brought back Aaron Jones, Trey Smith, and Ryan Kelly along the offensive line. Osa Odigizua, Calais Campbell along the defensive line as well. And then you have this monstrosity of a draft. This gloriousness. Zoom in and enhance. So Darius Alexander, 24. Now, controversial because Shamar Stewart is there, but I do think that Alexander's upside as a pass rusher is going to be more prodigious than Stewart, even though Stewart's a physical freak. Let's not mince words here. But Alexander's going to test fine. Makuba, heat-seeking missile at safety, center fielder, just a playmaker waiting to happen. I love that fit. Connor Colby, true 6'6", 310 outside zone dude, is going to be getting after things. Bashil Tootin, who's going to be H-hand adjacent. I kind of love it. I kind of love a Chan big time play. 20+ yard carries, 20+ yard receptions in this offense. Going to be great. And then 3 7th-rounders from trade downs: Thor Griffith as well as Marcus Ware, Bryson Nesbitt from North Carolina. We have a chance to take Loveland 24. I'm actually reconsidering things. Should we have done it? Just say, hey, JJ, here's one of your favorite targets ever. Don't know. Anyways, that's it. 7-round Vikings mock draft. Daddy likes. You guys are the best. You know what to do. Skull production value.